Minecraft has added sulfur caves full of new blocks and the sulfur cubes that can be used to create a lot of fun activities. I want to build with the new blocks, come up with fun games, and create the ultimate sulfur cube base. But first I actually have to find the new caves. This is my forever world, which means a lot of chunks have been loaded already. So we need to find new land. But first we need to get ready to go into a cave. I need my diamond chest plate and I also need a huge amount of torches. And now we fly. I'm just gonna go south and see if I can find the caves. And there should be a little hint on the surface that there's a sulfur cave underneath, so we gotta make sure we don't miss anything. Oh my gosh, wait, that was so easy. Look at this little thing. Hello. What are these? Ah, dude, that scared me. But this little thing here means there's a sulfur cave underneath. Ooh, also new blocks, cinnabar, and explosions. Let's dig straight down. Also the sound when you mine the new blocks. They have like a wet, slimy sound. Ah! Stop exploding up there. Yay, the cave. Okay, that's not really a cave. This is just a creepy normal cave, but the sulfur cave could be over here. It's a dead end. Maybe we need to go even deeper. This is another tiny cave, but we get this little thing, a sulfur spike. Ah! Imagine if I'd gotten impaled on these, but there's more cave over here. Underground pool party. Oh yeah! Ah! Dude, okay, that was so funny, but I also hate that. Let's dig down even deeper. Maybe we can find a bigger cave. Are you actually kidding me? It's a trial chamber. Why is there a trial chamber? Why did I activate the trial chamber? Why am I now fighting the trial chamber? Yay, they're all dead and I got potatoes. Let's get out of here and I think I'm gonna try to find a better sulfur cave. One that is bigger and better. Yay! Ah! Why? Every single time I get jump scared by this. This was fun. Let's go find a better one. Hi, villagers. I'm kind of busy right now, but I'm gonna come steal your stuff and burn your houses later. I mean nothing. This place looks so pretty. I would build a base here. I found a giant hole full of water, but over on this side, I can see some sulfur down there. What are the chances that there's a sulfur cave right under here? Only one way to find out. Oh, wow. It leads to yet another water cave. Okay, but what are the chances that this water cave leads to a normal cave? More diggy hole. Yay! A real cave! And there are creatures here. Is that a cave spider? Ew! Ew! It's a normal cave spider! I hate cave spiders. I hate them. Ooh! That's the sulfur cube! I think we need to put it in a bucket. Hello? I took it, but I think I want more than one. Go away with your iron sword. And look what I can see over there. It's another cube. Come here. Gimme. And even more cubes. Ow. I'm burning alive. And last one. Now we got a whole inventory full of sulfur cubes. But what I also need is several stacks of the sulfur blocks and the red cinnabar. So I think I'm gonna find a nice place where I can just dig into the walls. And then I'm just gonna mine out a bunch of these blocks. And half an hour later, I had a whole shulker box full of sulfur blocks. So now I just need to get all of the cinnabar, and it makes this weird noise like a chalkboard. And once I had a whole shulker box, it was finally time to get out of these caves. Finally, we're back on the surface. Hi villagers, get out of this bed. Good night. I'm back home and I can't wait to test all of these blocks and also these sulfur cubes. And we can actually do some pretty cool things with these guys. We can put wood in them. I've always wanted to beat up a living cube that has spruce wood inside of them. I can just kick this guy around my base. We got a little bouncy ball. Let's see what else I can put in this cube. Hey cube, take this ice. Now it's sliding around. Now it's stuck on the wall. I would love to mess around with these cubes all day, but we actually need to build them their own base where we can mess around with them all day. My starter base is on this main island and I have the goal to fill everything around it. Maybe we can build it right over here. I think this could work. I just have to chop down every single tree first. Well, I actually needed a lot of leaves, so I took those first using a silk touch hoe and then I chopped down the rest. People who like deforestation are really gonna love this. Just kidding. That's weird. Why did I say that? But this land is looking super messy, so I'm gonna terraform everything. I don't know why, but I love doing this so much because I can just zone out and break things. I like breaking things. I thought this would go really fast, just a little bit of dirt breaking and placing, but then I decided to get rid of an entire hill. And then I continued creating a giant flat space, placing more grass blocks, and also casually committing murder in between, but we don't really talk about that. You saw nothing. And the entire time I was terraforming this, it hasn't rained a single time. Maybe the rain curse is finally over. I want to get started on building the first house in my sulfur cube city. So let's see what kind of blocks we can turn this sulfur into. We can get sulfur bricks. They're very yellow. And then cinnabar also has bricks. They're very red. Okay, but what other block goes well with this yellow? I mean, you can never go wrong with spruce wood and also oak wood. But then the cinnabar, maybe I need a second opinion. And it just so happens to be getting dark, which means my only friend in the world is gonna come out. I see him over there. His name is Barkley and he is creepy. Come on, Barkley, follow me. Cinnabar with granite or with mangrove. Grove? Please tell me. Also, maybe bricks. I think he likes the bricks. He also likes to punch me. I know you love me, Barkley. Okay, that was all. Thank you. I love you. Bye! No, he won't let me sleep. I'm sleeping in my secret attic. You can't find me here. You know, in between all of the violence, I think I figured out a block palette. So let's start crafting up all of the resources. Next to getting a bunch of spruce and granite, I also need many stone bricks, azalea leaves, white stained glass, flower pots, and lanterns. Hey, so remember earlier when I said the rain curse is finally over? I lied. And now my new build location is possessed. Go back to where you came from, demon. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's dead and I took his eye. Oh, I threw it away. Uh-oh. But I've got all of the resources, so now we can start building the sulfur house. I have a really cool big brain idea, so this can look really good. The first couple blocks are gonna be oak wood, and then we can start mixing in the sulfur bricks and the normal sulfur. And on top of that, we can start adding a bunch of birch wood. I made a gradient with sulfur, and it looks really cool. Hey, you cube, say that this house looks cool. Come back here and say that my house is pretty. Oh yeah, I still need to build the roof. And for that, I'm gonna use all of the cinnabar blocks. But I left some open patches in the roof, so I can fill them in with bricks and granite, just like the creaking said I should. Why am I listening to a creaking? And the house looks pretty cool so far. Then I have to fill in all of the windows. And I also want to decorate the entire wall with spruce wood. I like spruce wood. Then we can also add all of the azalea leaves everywhere. And lots of cute flowers. I love it. And just like that, all of the house walls are decorated. And I also wasn't lazy and decorated the back. I did, however, not decorate the sides. And that's because I want to attach 2 more buildings on either side of the house. Because when you think my build is big enough, I have to make it even bigger. And you know what? I'm really proud of this build. But on the inside, this build is still looking very ugly. So let's change that. Let's fill in the floor with a bunch of different stony blocks. And I want this first house in our base to be the place where we test all of the sulfur cubes. Let's get a bunch of different blocks for my storage to test these cubes. In this tiny room to the side, I'm gonna add a bunch of item frames and then add the blocks that we can put into the cubes and write down what they can do on a sign in very fancy scientific language. Definitely. Let's give this guy a grass block and I can push it around, but it's not as fast as a spruce. So we'll add this to the sign. I also want to try adding a heavy block, like a block of iron. It's a really slow one. Let's try a honey block. Ew, now it's like sticky and slimy. Yes, I can punch this guy up the wall. Let's give it some wool. We got another bouncy ball. Let's go. Putting moss in one makes them really fast. And for the next test, we should go outside because I'm gonna put TNT in this guy. Uh-oh, I got an advancement. Yay. Does it just explode when it hits something? No, it doesn't. I'm scared. When does it explode? Let's get a flint and steel. Hello, cow. Look at this. Hello. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, the cow just doesn't care. The cow's dead. Wait, my cube is gone too. My cube. Yeah, I think that concludes our testing. I tested so many different blocks and they all do so many silly things with the cubes. So now we can use this big part of the house to test some games to make with the cubes. So I decorated the entire room. I made a beautiful ceiling and added lots of cute things here. I also made a creepy closet so I can hide in here. I'm in your walls. I also made a little ice pit where I can push the ice cube around. It do be sliding. And even sillier, I made a ping pong table so I can play ping pong. But nobody's here to play with me. These cubes definitely have a lot of potential for fun games. But before I can create some games, I actually need to figure out how to get more of the cubes without having to go into the caves again. And there's actually a really fun way to do it. Let's kill this cube brutally. And now there are 2 baby cubes. So for every cube we kill, we get 2 more. But I can't pick them up in a bucket, so they need to be kept safe somewhere until they grow up. Now we just need the resources, which is more sulfur and cinnabar. Cinnabar always makes me think of cinnamon, like a chocolate bar with cinnamon. Cinnabar. I'm hungry. I also realized another block that could look good with sulfur is stripped bamboo. Also, I realized the baby cubes that were here have despawned. Sadness. But we're gonna build a little home for all the new baby cubes. Let's go up with these beautiful polished sulfur blocks. I made on top of them this chiseled sulfur. It looks like an upside down smiley face, but it could also be the cube's face with its brain. I like brains. And then I'm gonna connect these pillars together using stairs and slabs. I also added a couple bamboo trapdoors and they blend in perfectly, so I'm also gonna use the bamboo shelves. And then we're just gonna add another cinnabar roof on top. And the rain curse is so back. And on the next Minecraft day, the building was looking really cool. But now we need to make it safe for all of the baby cubes so they cannot escape. And the inside needs to be decorated with all the things the cubes love. What do the cubes love? Probably a giant pool filled with nausea-inducing water, right? This is so happening. Now we've got a beautiful sulfur floor and lots lots of water, but we also need to make the water toxic and poisonous, just how the cubes like it. And we achieve that by crafting potent sulfur. This thing here, I'm gonna put it underwater, and then the water is gonna be toxic, and I get some nice yellow fart steam. That looks so nice. Let's have a pool party. I have many regrets. There's a tiny baby chicken. Oh my gosh, it looks at me! Let's test if these cubes are gonna like their new home. Yay, they're going in the water and they're not dying. But they will die. To me. Wahaha. Oh no, I burned the babies. Yay. I don't want my cubes to despawn, so I'm just gonna AFK in a hole. I was AFK for 20 minutes, which is the time the cubes need to grow up. And look, they've all grown up. And something has died here. Looks like the Wandering Trader has also died here. And now all of the cubes go back into the bucket so they don't despawn. And the next thing I want to work on is a build that's gonna be a little game. For that build, I'm gonna need a lot of spruce wood. And I think I'm too lazy to chop the trees. So I'm just gonna go into my automatic tree farm. I think that's one of my favorite things in my forever world, having a bunch of automatic farms so I can focus on building cool things. And 5 minutes later, I have a bunch of spruce wood. And now we're just gonna do a little bit of crafty. And now I have 2 shulker boxes full of resources. And I want to build the new structure over here after I fix this mess on the ground because I'm still procrastinating on finishing the terraforming. But it's also getting dark, I'm scared, let's sleep. And then we can start building. I'm gonna build a giant spruce wood tower, but of course I need to add some elements from the new update, so I'm gonna make a cinnabar roof. And these guys have been watching me build this entire time. This is my reward for building this giant beautiful tower. I get to commit murder. There are even more pillagers. Get wrecked. This place is now a battlefield, but look at the beautiful tower. But the tower doesn't have a staircase, we just have this annoying scaffolding leading to the top. But I just had a really cool idea, because we can add lava in this hole here, and then the potent sulfur on top. Then we need to create some sort of tube, and let's add some water into it. Oh my gosh, and there's a geyser. We don't take damage and it won't poison us. I added a little opening so we can walk in and the water doesn't spill out. Now we can go inside and boom! And now we're at the top. And if we don't want this giant smoke cloud coming out behind us, we can just close the trapdoor. But I don't want to constantly have this geyser shooting up under the tower. Let's add a dispenser under here and put the lava bucket inside. And now when we step on the pressure plate, the geyser is gonna get activated. And when we step on it again, it disappears. And this tower here has 4 platforms leading into different directions because I want to use this place to launch the sulfur cubes. Let's get a little sulfur cube in here. And then I have a knockback sword and that knocks them back more. So let's beat them up! Yay! Why are they burning? Don't burn! Oh my gosh, they're coming back! Don't die, little cube. Did it just die? My cube! Maybe I shouldn't do that with a fire aspect sword. I have just a knockback sword. And beat up the cube! Yes! Oh my gosh, look at it! It went all the way over here. This could even be turned into a little challenge where you try to hit a certain target. Oh my gosh, the cube is still bouncing all the way to the village. I think having just one tower makes this place look very imbalanced though. So I'm just gonna build another one on the other side of my main building. Not just because it looks better, but having 2 towers means 2 people could have a competition to smack the cubes the farthest. Also, should I mention that it rained again? Nah, I'm just gonna ignore it. Stupid rain. I also added my little elevator again, so now we have another geyser shooting us up to the top, and another tower to play sky golf, or tower golf, or whatever it's gonna be called. I haven't figured it out yet. I just like punching the cubes. I love how Minecraft made punching things fun. I made a little crane, and then we can have some chains going down, and it's gonna have a little claw. And I want this to hold one of the cubes, so we could hide some glass here so the cube doesn't escape. And now we just add the cube in there. That looks so cursed. It looks like it has little arms. It's so creepy. And I think the crane looks really good. I also added a similar crane on the other tower, but I also built a second one, which is gonna store a variety of sulfur blocks. And I can also use these sulfur spikes that I found in the caves. I love it. My sulfur cube base is really coming together. But before I continue building there, I need to go on a quick trip to the nether. Then we just fly to another portal in the nether. Oh, hello, there are more cubes. Go away. And I'm gonna go to the Enderman farm and repair all of my tools. Look what I got, an Enderman head. Hey Barkley, look at my Enderman face. Isn't it so cool? No, he hates it. The next thing I want to work on is a way to automate getting sulfur, especially these sulfur spikes because I want to build with them and I don't want to go back to the caves. Oh yeah! Of course, I chose the one space for the farm that is a huge mess, so we need to terraform it and flatten the ground. 10 years later, and done. Now this whole place is flat, and I need to get a bunch of redstone components, even though I still don't have any idea how I'm going to do this. I'm definitely going to need some pistons, and then the same amount of observers, big brain moment, and of course chests and hoppers. It's gonna go so wrong. Please don't go wrong, please don't go wrong. Let's add the pistons, and observers on top, and then all the redstone in the back, and then sulfur blocks on top, because the spikes can only grow when attached to sulfur. sulfur. Please grow, please grow, please grow. I think it actually takes a really long time for them to grow. So in the meantime, I'll just build another of these farm modules right next to it. And done. They still haven't grown, but they will. Maybe next year. While I wait for anything at all to happen in the farm, I'm gonna build a beautiful little house around it. And guess what? There's still nothing happening in the farm. And I also decorated the farm, so now all of the redstone is hidden. And the little cottage is looking really cool too. And I even added a tiny table in the front and a little bench to the side. While I wait for anything at all to happen in the farm, I could spend some time here and, maybe beat up some cubes because I can. Or I could actually be productive and make a road. Nah, I just want to beat up cubes. Just kidding, I went to my storage to grab a bunch of packed mud and mud bricks and some brown mushroom blocks. And also crafted a huge amount of coarse dirt because I'm obsessed with coarse dirt. I like dirt. I also had to fly really far to the mangrove swamp because of course I didn't have enough mud. So let's destroy everything and take it. Okay, this is kind of satisfying. And on my way back home, I visited my Nautilus village. And I sometimes forget it exists, so it's really fun to see it again. Now I'm gonna take this entire shulker box full of resources. And I'm gonna create a road connecting all of my builds together. Welcome to me making a path while I talk about random stuff. So anyway, I watched Vampire Diaries in 2026 and it hits differently. I don't know if it's a good or bad differently yet, but also vampires are cool. His vampire noises. Now we've got a bunch of beautiful muddy roads, but I've also made a huge mess out of this hill because I'm gonna turn this whole thing into a beautiful retaining wall. I added a bunch of tough pillars and we connect them using stairs and more stairs and even more stairs and a little bit of deep slate. Now I just have to do this on the entire wall. Also, I'm in your walls. This looks really majestic. This Sulfur Cube village has risen from peasantry to cube city. I don't know, I just like that wall. It's also on this side. This cube really loves the wall, or it's just desperately trying to get out because I've imprisoned it. Awkward! Now that we've established that I like walls, let's see if the farm actually worked. It's still not growing anything. Oh my gosh! I think we need some more fun in our lives, and that's why I made this path in a big circle or rectangle. Another place where I will beat up cubes. But first I have to expand my flamingo army in my basement because every time I get new Mega Bird channel members, they get their own flamingo statue. It's definitely not creepy to have a bunch of bird statues in your basement. Also, I'm a bird too. Then I continued getting resources for my new Sulfur Cube game, and he was just there when I came out of my storage. And of course now it's raining. I need 3 stacks of white wool. Ignore all the lava in my inventory. I used that to burn some peasants, just kidding. I actually used it to smelt cactus into green dye, so I can get tons of green concrete powder. I've got all the resources, so now we can start building a soccer field. You know, the thing where you aggressively kick a ball into a goal. First we're gonna add the outline of the field using white wool, then the halfway line, and a circle in the center. I also want the lawn to have stripes, so I'm using green concrete in between the grass. And then I'm also gonna build up the goals. It's basically half a glass box with a little bit of pale oak and then also covered with more pale oak. I like pale oak. I also like the creaking. I'm also gonna surround the entire soccer field with leaves and also spammed a bunch of flowers, leaves, and bushes in the empty spaces in between the field and the road. Now this place is looking so good and the field is ready to be used. Let's put the cube in the middle and then I'm gonna play soccer with myself. Yay, I scored! I win. Of course, playing this on your own isn't super fun, so at the end of the video, I'm gonna invite some friends to play with me. But you know what my favorite game is? Brutally slaughtering the pillager patrols. I just wanna see the world burn. Just kidding. And then I went right back to building and constructed a little house, and then still had enough space to add a game area. And this game is very cornhole inspired, and we need to try to get the cube into the hole. Yes. No. Let's do it without the knockback sword. I got so close. And to win, you just have to be closer than your opponent. So I win against myself. And this little building is supposed to be a stable for the cubes with the blocks inside of them. So we got the cubes ready whenever I want to play. They're literally just staring at me. We got builds on all of these sides, but we have nothing over here. So I'm going to tear out an entire hill again and then add more mini games. Just the kinds of games I've always wanted to try in Minecraft. I also want to check if this sulfur spike farm has actually done something. Oh my gosh, 3 of them have grown! After like 3 hours. And if they will grow another block, the pistons will push them and they will go in the chest. This is the slowest farm ever. But anyway, now we have an entrance to a Sulfur Cube city, or more like minigame city at this point. And I made a little ping pong table over here. And on this side I tried doing mini golf. And since this game doesn't require 2 people, we can try it out. And I'm gonna use the ice cube. Let's punch it. Dude, that was so bad. I think we need a golf club, meaning the knockback 2 sword. Hiya! Yes! Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. Hole in one, hole in one. Come on. No! And haha! First try. Ugh, it's nighttime, I'm scared. Okay, but doesn't this place look so cool already? But I need more sulfur in the sulfur city. But first I need to go back to the sulfur caves because I need so many of these spikes and my farm is so slow. Slower than a snail. Oh yeah, I hit the sulfur spike. Jackpot. Ooh, also a cube. Oh, this is where I met the drop creeper. No, 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 no! There was also a creeper on the other side. Yay, I found more spikes in a creepy cave. I found another mine shaft. Yay, I found a minecart chest. What's in there? I found the rare new music disc. Oh my gosh, there's no way. Best day ever. Let's get out of this stinky sulfur cave. This guy's taking a bath in the sulfur. Please die. When I came home, the first thing I did was play the music disc, but I can't play it for you because I don't want to get a copyright claim. So I'm gonna recreate it. Now we can take all of our sulfur and cinnabar, and it's time to make Sulfur City more sulfury. It is raining again, and I'm gonna start digging out a little hole here. This is usually where I would add a cute pond, but this time I'm gonna try to recreate the toxic hot spring kind of things. They're surrounded with tuff, then comes the cinnabar block, and after that the sulfur. This is my pit of sulfur. I'm also gonna add some magma blocks into the holes, and then we get this potent sulfur on top of it, and of course water everywhere. If you add lava under this, you get a constant geyser, but when you add magma blocks, they're just gonna happen once in a while. Let's also add a bunch of these sulfur spikes all over the place. Yay, we got the geyser! Okay, but this looks so good, especially with all the lush greenery surrounding it. Now this is saying Sulfur City. I just need to add this all over the place. And with all over the place, I meant literally in every single empty spot that was still left in my base. The sulfur cubes love their little sulfur swimming pools, so this is going to be the perfect environment for them. And I will get nausea everywhere. Yay. I think this place is actually so cool. I added beautiful flower fields next to the toxic sulfur pits. And sometimes you can see a geyser shooting up. I'm so happy. I just want to punch some cubes, but I also need custom trees. We're gonna need a bunch of different kinds of leaves and of course lots of wood. When I got the idea to make a video about the new sulfur update, I thought I'll just build a cute little sulfur sanctuary. And now 2 weeks later we have several buildings, lots of minigame areas, custom terrain, and now custom trees. Why does this happen every single time? I'm gonna add some cubes to the baby cube nursery again and of course kill them so they drop the babies. And I'm gonna try giving them a golden dandelion, and it works. They will never grow up. So now we can have babies here forever. I also left a sign. Baby cubes. Caution, they bite. They don't really bite, but I named them Bark Bark. And one is called Hiss. And then I want to add all of the big cubes all over the place, but of course with a block inside of them so they don't jump away and escape. I also need a name for this place because right now all I have is City of Sulfur and cubes. So let me know in the comments if you have any creative ideas. And I'll just have to invite somebody into this world to play all of these games here with me. I invited my friend Dalo Red to my world.
I'm in your forever world.
You're in my world. I'm in your walls. And then we messed around the entire time. Ah! Did you hear that noise? Look at this tree man. And he doesn't fight back. Unless I turn around. Wait, he doesn't. He loves me.
I'm staring at him.
Finally. Ah! And then we finally went over to the sulfur base.
Wait, I want to be nauseous. Ooh.
It's spinning.
Oh,
No.
my gosh,
Motion
I
sickness.
can't.
We started off by playing ping pong. Hiya. No! Oh, where did it go? Oh, it's right next to me.
You're just like, where did it go?
Then we played mini golf. I did this first try, by the way. I didn't. Okay. Ha! I missed. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yay!
One. Oh, it's
And after that, whatever this game is called, it's cornhole, but not really. Because there's no corn. Ha! You're closer! That means you win. The winner gets killed. Just kidding.
Wow, what rewards you have for the winner.
Oh my gosh, I got one singular sulfur spike. Oh my gosh, it took like 10 hours. I've been waiting. This is like the first thing that came out of this farm. Oh my gosh. This is why it's called the world record slowest farm.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then it was finally time for a soccer match. And we have to like run into it. We can't use our hands. Also, I don't know any soccer rules except that. So. Whee!
Oh, that was close.
Yes.
Oh,
No! Dude, that was so close. Yes.
No. Stay away from my goal.
No. Yes. Then we also decided to use the soccer field to play ice hockey.
Yeah.
Wah!
Hiya.
I win.
Wow, look at that. Nice.
I just like went through you.
Hey, this is my first time playing with these at all.
True, this is your first cube experience. No. And then my favorite game, tower golf, because I get to punch the cubes violently. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Hello. Do you see the red thing?
Okay.
So with your knockback sword, you're just gonna like crit hit the cube, and whoever gets closest to the thing wins.
Show me how it's done.
And wee! Oh, I totally messed that up. No, it came back! Let's try this again. Yes! Yes, there it goes.
Whee!
No, it's coming back again! That didn't count. And... Ha! Yes! Look at this! Whoa,
nice.
it went so far.
Ooh. Bye. Yeah.
Yay! You had the stripped. Oh, that's yours. You have the stripped oak. So yours
plank
is
is here.
That means yours is closer. No! And you know what I said earlier? The winner gets killed, by the way.
Do it.
Yes. Just kidding, I just wanted her head as a memory that she's been visiting my world, which is also kind of weird. And now it started raining. It was so much fun to have Red over in this world to play all of the games with me, and I'm really happy with this sulfur base. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'll see you next time. Bye!